I like to see me.
All right, guys, let's start this thing up. Viewers, thank you so much. We started a little later, but we're just being
2 minutes.
stereotyped today.
2
But with
minutes. I
that
can
being
react.
said, it's almost
Yeah.
Christmas. It's almost New Year's. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging out. I'm chilling, playing some video games.
Same. I'm excited to go home next week.
Ooh.
I haven't seen my family in like over a year, so yeah.
You going to Chicago, right?
Detroit. Don't play me like that.
Okay.
No, but yeah.
White people are like, what's the difference?
Right. Trust me, it's a difference. No, it's a difference. But yeah.
That's messed up. So now we haven't seen you in a minute. Where you been at?
Started my new job and trying to be responsible and living a little, trying to be responsible. Just working and stuff, being a woman, I guess. That's it.
I don't know how that is to be a woman, but all right.
You won't know. It's really a hard position.
Being a man's a hard position too.
I believe that. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Being human is hard.
Being hard is hard.
Wow.
Single and ready to jingle.
Yeah.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell.
Well, Kendall, what's up, man? Why are you up for 36 hours and 72 days or whatever?
Hey, whoa, look. I have a serious case of revenge bedtime procrastination. If I don't get to spend my day doing what I want, I will stay up as long as possible until I am sated.
Like, fuck you, sleep.
And if that's a mistake, that's a mistake.
I feel it.
But it's cool though, because it's 8:34. We're gonna record this. I'm gonna grab me some dinner, and then I'm probably not go to bed for a while still.
Yeah. I keep being late to work.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I woke up. I was like an hour late last week.
Here's the trick, right? You have to stop waking up to go to work. You have to wake up to be awake and then go to work. That's the trick.
Yeah.
If you're waking up for work, you're fucked. Like this was me for a long time. It's me now. But that is like the number one way to break out of it is like, okay, I need to be at work at 9. I'm gonna wake up at like 6 just to like do my stuff in the morning. And then 9 rolls around and you still haven't left yet, and you hate yourself because you're late, even though you were up 3 hours early.
Yeah, I don't have too much of an excuse because I work from home.
Damn.
No, even when I was working from home, I would wake up at 8:57 to clock in at 9.
Oh yeah.
Like I would roll out of bed, butt ass naked, throw a blanket around my body, put the headset on, and start taking calls.
Like pretty much.
I literally, if I had a work from home job, I used to sleep. I always got fired from my work from home jobs. Like I literally got up late, slept in the bed. It was like the easiest job. So I just could not get out of bed. I'm not a morning person.
That's the trick. Again, you gotta get up, not to go to work, but to get up. And then when you're already up, it's like, ooh, this is so much.
I call it going to bed when you work from home. I'm just waking up to go to bed. And are you sitting there?
I had to work from home job at one point, and I was late. I don't like work from home jobs.
You don't?
Yeah, I love it.
I'm starting to. I used to love them, but I think I enjoy what I do, so I like getting up to go do it. But I just don't like the mornings.
I don't know if I could ever say I enjoy like what I do. But anyways, guys, we're gonna be talking about New Year's resolutions, right? And are y'all capping on y'all New Year's resolution? What was y'all New Year's resolution this year that you probably forgot about and you probably didn't do shit about?
Yeah, I tend to just not make them. Like I don't do like a whole New Year's thing. I just say like, all right, the New Year's rolling around, just continue to grow as a person, continue to be a better human being than you were last year and yesterday. And just overall over the years, you'll just be a better person, period.
What's a better so your goal is just to be better?
I mean, so you can break it down a lot. Like now that I'm getting into my job, it's been a couple months. I do want to add like going to the gym to my regimen, like not this year, but as soon as I'm like in the position to do so. Like right now I'm behind on bills and shit, so I'm catching up and like getting my footing after not working for a few months. And then I've been at it for 2 months. I just like fully paid off my electric bill, so I'm caught up on that. I'm caught up on my rent. Next is my internet bill, which I'm a little bit behind on. But after that point, I'll be in a better position to just continue like stacking and building.
That's good. What about you, Naya?
It's all of us.
I was gonna say, I used to set them all the time, and then like I got to the point in life, like it's like I always broke them, and I felt like I felt overpressured, and I kind of like slacked on every thing because it would be something like I'm not gonna cuss anymore this month, or then while I'm like as I'm writing the things out, I'm actually cussing it in that same moment. Like I feel like I always set things that I know that it's really hard for me to break, and I feel like I've gotten away from it. So I just try to work on my life throughout the whole entire year because setting it in the beginning is putting in expectations that if I fail, then I'm gonna feel like a failure. Then I'm gonna quit. Then I'm gonna give up on everything. So it's just like I'd rather just work on my life the entire year and know that okay, I have. But when I look forward to the next year, because I'm like, you know what, it's a new year coming. I can just keep at it, you know. So that's.
That's cool.
So you don't like the pressure, so the pressure gets you. What about you, Troy?
I kind of have an opposite, I guess, some opposite input basically. Because I journal so much and I've journaled most of my life. I'm a New Year's resolution kind of guy. I don't always, do them justice. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I look up and I'm like, hell yeah. Other times I'm like, fuck, I didn't get to it this year. So like, for example, last year mine was just to allow myself to engage more in my artistic ability without judgment for myself, which often held me back from doing so many different things. I've always done shit, but like in like the artistic realm, but I would have moments where I just wouldn't release things or finish things for my own judgment of like, this isn't good enough. Like my horror book, it took me so long to do that from being like judgmental to myself. So I'm being able to release that this year and doing my poetry books and stuff like that. That was like kind of my resolution for this year. So this year was a good year for my resolutions, but I've had years where it wasn't so good, where it was like weight goals, stuff like that, or health goals. And I look
the
up
weight
and
the weight goals can wait.
Yeah, because I look up and I'm like 10 times I'm like way worse off than I started the year. Like, okay, shit, wait, something got mixed up somewhere. So I think it is a good thing to do to help focus your path a little bit. But I understand like the pressure part of it, especially with certain ones. Again, like I think the biggest one that people always go to is like the weight thing, or like just being healthier. Like I want to work out more or stuff like that. And then like they do it for like a week and then don't do it for the next couple of days and it's like fuck it. And it's like it's fine to fall off, but keep that directory in mind so that you can get back up.
All right. That's I like that.
Me too, Troy. I like that answer.
I like that answer.
I do.
I was say I got like 4 journals right here. I'm gonna look back like, I remember.
I literally set goals all the time. I do. I have short term, long term, and I have like weekly ones. I do it very often. I think I'm better at weekly than yearly for me.
About them dailies,
I think most people with the short term, I think work better.
Short terms is good for me. I like short terms.
All right.
What did you say, Kendall?
I said, how about them dailies though?
Yeah. Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, daily goals are important. I think one of the biggest things I learned this year in goal setting wise was this, like making a goal that you thought was for a year, and then you break that down to like a monthly, then you break it to a daily. To a weekly, then you break that to a daily. You know what I mean? And I found out like I would set these weekly goals, and I think it would be good enough for a week, but then I'll finish that weekly goal in like a day or two. So it made me think that I could literally be like almost 7 times more productive. And this year too, Troy, mine was like writing a book. My book hasn't released yet. I've finished my manuscripts. It's with the editor. It's gonna be dope. So far, a lot of people have read it, the manuscript, and they really enjoy it. So I used a bunch of my peers to edit my book before I send it to an editor. It's gonna be pretty dope. But this year, one of my biggest, I had one goal. I don't know if y'all ever had this type of goals. It was to actually date seriously for the first time in 4 or 5 years.
I like it.
Fuck that. I'm gonna need like another 2-3 years for that.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. It's so hard right now. And I didn't think I was ever the type to be like so uncommitted. You don't realize how bad at commitment until you actually got to commit.
Polyamory is the answer, my dude.
It's not even. I don't even think I can commit with polyamory at that point. And I'm not out here to sleep with nobody. But like, I think it comes to a point where when you're alone so much that you're so used to being single that you're intolerant of other people. You're like, I can just leave you
operating by yourself.
Yeah. Now you're
like,
damn.
I have to listen to you. I don't have to deal with this bullshit. You said what?
But the real question at that point becomes: have you dealt with your own bullshit?
Yeah, and I think
is that what you're afraid of putting out there?
Yeah, that's one thing too. Is like me learning to be more tolerant and then being more tolerant with myself. That's my next goals and stuff like that. Is be more tolerant with myself. This year I want to project myself. I want to sell more digital products. I want to just whatever. I want to brand myself more.
Same.
That's mine for next year. Yeah.
Same, for sure. I can agree with you as well because I feel like like everybody said, like I just set goals that I can't keep. Like it's a lot of procrastination that goes on, and I don't know. I think it comes from a lot of fear and just being a lack of motivation. I feel like if I had more motivation, everything that I write down, I literally could do. But I feel like I don't know. Just like you said, getting to the gym. My whole gym issue is a mind thing. It's not physically walking downstairs and going to the gym. It's literally unlocking my mind or just force myself to it because it's challenging. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this year. It's like you're doing the same thing. It's not a physical thing; it's a mental thing.
I was gonna say,
what are some of y'all motivations? Like, how do y'all motivate yourselves? Because you're right. Like, if you ain't got the motivation and you don't got, I'm realizing, I be like seeing like a lot of successful women, and I picked out one thing about a successful woman: they can attach like emotion to their goal, and this makes them get it done a lot faster. A lot of times with guys, we only believe what we see.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes
I'm emotional about this stuff too. It's just a different type of emotion. It's anger, or like
burning, seething.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit like that. They definitely got it too. I think it's represented differently. But I have a theory real quick about like just like how Naya was saying about like going to the gym and like the issue with that and those different things of people not being able to follow through with some of their resolutions and stuff. I think the biggest issue is that we are mentally thinking of the end product and not enduring the journey or dealing with the process. We're like immediately we make the resolution and we're immediately trying to see ourselves December 31st again, and it's January 1st. It's like, no, see yourself January 2nd. Because when you start to do that, it's just like you have those days where you don't feel like it or you slip, and then now you looking at that December 31st version you want to see, and it's like slipping away from you. You're like, damn, fuck it, I might as well. Guess I'll do it next year or shit like that. And it's just like we are focused on the end versus the process.
Try again Monday.
Once you learn to, it's like I think once you learn to enjoy the process, it makes it easier to finish certain things. It's like I'm not thinking about how this gonna end. I'm thinking about tomorrow, today, later on today, and tomorrow. But my motivation is, I mean, shit. I guess just that, like, that, and just doing what I love. Like I do a lot of shit, but I love all of it, so none of it ever feels like draining work. I get scattered sometimes, but like I'm never like, oh, fuck this. Like I just fuck all this shit. Like it never feels like. When I'm at work, I'm like, fuck this shit. I need a break. I gotta walk away. When I'm working on the stuff that I love, I'm just like, I can go for like 12 hours straight and look up like, oh shit.
You be in your flow state.
Yeah, just going. So I think that's what my motivation, just doing shit that I love.
I think one thing too is one thing that really you just reminded me of, Troy, was like the flow state. Like so many people we don't know how to focus. If you think you're focusing and you're not getting lost in just doing, then you're not actually focused. Sometimes we make we make a bunch of goals and we just never focus and get them done. And my biggest thing that I had learned over years was just to like put things on my calendar. If I don't put it on my calendar, I'm not doing it. I gotta be real with myself. If it's not on my calendar, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, writing shit down definitely helps for me too, personally. Calendar or notebook, whatever.
So what is the goals next year? Like, what are y'all goals next year? I understand that Troy, what you got? You have a book coming. You got a book out. Yes. So are you actually gonna focus on book sales, or are you gonna be one of them authors that just come up with some paper and be like, yo, God bless this book?
No, this one is different. Like I did that with the poetry books, but because that was just me getting it out. Because I write like every day, even if it's just like a line or two or something, I just have to get it out. So it's like I looked up and I got all these notebooks, all these lines, all these poems. Okay, I need to condense this shit into like just one little collection. So that's basically what I did with the poetry books. But with this, it's completely fucking different because I love horror. And it's like I think I said on the last one, it's like I'm putting my own like stamp into that world, and that shit is exciting and terrifying, and I think everybody need to read it because I'm fucking sick. The first opening scene, I'm just like, damn, I wrote that. Hell yeah. Okay. Anyway.
I think my biggest thing is gonna be like I really, really want to like actually commit myself to live streaming more. Because I'll get on and like, all right, I'm gonna grind out some fucking games today. And then I'll sit and like play a game for like 6, 7, 8 hours or more. And then I'm like, damn, I could have been live streaming that entire time. That whole time. Like,
damn, literally. Yeah,
even right now, like I could be live streaming like both of my monitors right now have like a little like a mirrored version of my camera in the corner. We're having this discussion, y'all are in the background, and then like the game is like in the foreground. Could be doing that right now, but I'm like, I have to set all that up. And then I don't want to do it. But overall, like I do want to just commit more to like streaming. I have a few people I know that would like commit to watching me pretty regularly, but it's just a matter of actually getting all the technical stuff together and then doing it regularly and consistently.
Nah, what's up with you?
For me, I feel like for next year, I definitely want to focus on a goal for me is more self-care. Showing myself more love and doing more for myself. And also, I'm supposed to start a book too, but I haven't. So I guess maybe it's a movie. I have a movie that I really want to finish, and it's about done.
Okay.
Go back and do something with it. That, and I also want to be more healthier.
If you need a reader, let me know.
Yes, I do. And also I want to, like I said, be more healthier, eat healthier, and feel good. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my main goals. I really want to feel good, and it's challenging. So because I like foods, I like snacks. It's not even food that I like. I love sweets and snacks. That's my problem. So hopefully I can set up some type of healthy goal plan for next year.
I hear one common theme with us, right? It's a lack of preparation. I think, what was it? The will. I think I forgot what it was. Someone said the will to prepare is the most important thing. Like, how are you guys preparing for it? Like, how are you putting yourself in like the space to stream? Like, how can you just turn on the stream as soon as possible? Like, are you setting up the stream?
Oh yeah, no. Like I think like that's kind of I think my issue is the opposite, right? Like I think I spend too much time like telling myself like, okay, I am preparing. I'm just preparing. I'm preparing. I'm getting into the groove of like right now. What I'm doing is like I have 273 games on Steam, and I have like 4 of them like I think. And my thing now is like, okay, when you play a game, don't just like play it for 4 days and then never revisit it. Go and like hammer the game and actually 100% it. And I've 100%ed like 3 games in the past month or so. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. And then like the one I'm on now, I'm like 3 achievements away from having this 100%ed too. And it's like I could have been streaming this whole time.
Yeah, you could have, bro. That's
I play a game called League of Legends that has like ranks and stuff where you go from like bronze to silver to gold to like platinum, then emerald. and I went all the way from like silver up to platinum, and I'm like, damn, I could have been streaming that entire journey.
That's true.
I was gonna say preparation meets luck is when opportunity meets preparation. I was just gonna put it out there. That's what you reminded me of when you said that. But
the chance meeting of preparation and opportunity, yes, sir.
So, now you gonna say something? I thought you were gonna say something. I cut you off.
So how are you preparing to eat healthy? Are you kicking out all the sweets from your home? I know for me, I honestly don't keep alcohol, like a lot of alcohol in my crib, just because it keeps me unproductive. I don't smoke because it keeps me unproductive. I can't do it. My body's just not built to be productive, to smoke and drink like some people are.
I totally agree with you, especially about the smoking thing. I feel like I've tried it. It's just some things just not for everybody, and I can't.
Yeah.
There's people who really I see majority of people are lazy, want to eat, or just high. But then I see people who be really productive or like really focused and really can get stuff done. I'm not one of them. I feel like I cannot be in that state of mind. I don't even know how to be productive in that state of mind, so I don't do that. There's wine on my counter now. I do drink wine, but mine's I was stress eating. Like I could stay fit and slim, but it's just I need to stop stress eating and gluttony. Like, so it's not even so much what I bring in the house, because I have moments where I just eat a lot. Like I can go without eating a lot, but then certain things happen, and women, we have cravings around certain times, so we just eat like a hog. So we just eat, we can't control it.
Why are dissing hogs though? What did a hog do to you?
Dang, just eat a lot.
Listen, I understand. You know, I used to be a hefty boy. I know.
That's so funny.
Nah, I understand what you're saying though. Like the cravings part for me, I got a sweet tooth too, so I actually don't keep no sweets in the crib. I make it hard for
mine kick in at night randomly. It'd be like 9, 10 o'clock. And I'm like, damn, I want a fucking donut right now. We got no red velvet cake in there? Like, just like,
exactly.
like randomly.
I feel like it's my consumption. I don't know how to. I feel like if y'all see my cabinet, y'all will want to come over right now. It's just a blessed cabinet. But the thing is, it's so good. It's so good in there, so appealing. But the thing is, it's not that like I said, I just don't know how to stop when I do it. Like I'm good right now, but once I eat something, I'm obsessive. Like ice cream. Okay, I got a cup. That's it for the night. Then I got to get another cup. Like cereal bowl. Sometimes
because it's still sitting on your tongue. You got the taste of it when it's gone. It's like, damn, I need a little bit more.
I guess that's what it is. I really eat 5 bowls of cereal. Like I love cereal, and I keep going. Even though I feel full, like I remember that it's still good. So I just want to.
I remember it's still good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Be still on your tongue, that flavor.
It definitely do.
There like, damn.
And when you give yourself that excuse,
I can just get another one.
Ate a little bit. That's the worst excuse. I remember one time, one of my roommates, they bought a piece of tiramisu, and I was like, "Yeah, you can get a piece." And I was like, "I don't want a big piece."
You fucking ate that whole thing.
I ate like half that joint, but it was a big ass one. It was like this big. And I said, "All right, I'm gonna get me a thin slice." So I got me like this really thin slice, and I was like, "That's enough." And I was like, "Oh, I only got a thin slice." But I said I only got a thin slice like 10 times. So now it's like this much. He came back pissed. So I flipped the cake, and on the other half, so when he opens it, he doesn't realize I took like half his cake. But
God damn.
That jaw was banging. That's all I can say, like man.
That's something I did. Flipped it around like so that nobody wouldn't notice. Thing.
That was always me. Yeah, you can have a piece, and I'm fucking around. I look up, I didn't had a piece 8 times.
If I ever have cookies in the crib, like the cookies, every time I go in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, I'll just take one. I'm just going in the kitchen.
Yeah, like because it's right there. Why not?
That's me.
I'm in here. Why not?
Anybody?
I want to consider getting like reevaluated for my ADHD, and then seeing if like a doctor would recommend any medication. Because I do think I don't know. I feel like at this stage of my life, I would actually benefit a lot from potentially being medicated in a way that, like, when I was younger, I don't. What I mean is, like, I don't know. Like when I was younger, I took Ritalin.
Oh, I love it.
But I had no consistency with
focus the chaos. Yeah.
I feel like it's a way around that.
It's really hard though. Like if your brain literally has like an imbalance, you can't just like outside your way around an imbalance in your brain.
I've tried. I had Adderall. I had oh, that's antidepressant. But I had
Adderall, man.
I had that when I was a kid.
I was doing meth.
Yeah, when I was much of a kid, but
no,
gotten away from all that stuff.
Is there meth in Adderall?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Adderall is an amphetamine. Yeah.
I never knew that.
I didn't even know that.
Poor little kid around the world.
Poor little adult me. Shit.
That's probably you got that craving for it. You talking about I love it.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
but that's the whole point of it is that it allows you to like actually regulate your dopamine shit properly.
But
so when you use it, go ahead, Naya.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, when you use it, your brain actually regulates things properly. When you don't have the same like, because what ADHD generally is like a lack of like dopamine production. So your brain doesn't like do it right. So anything that is dopaminergic, which means like it gives you dopamine, like snacks, sex, video games, anything like that like tickles your reward system, like blows the fuck up in your brain. So when you're like, okay, that cookie was really good, and then you're like, I need another one. I need another one. I need another one. I need another one. I think even with like, but when it comes to sex, like people with ADHD are a lot more prone to having like sex addiction because of the dopamine release. Like there's just so much that it genuinely does affect, and if you don't know about it,
wait, guys, let's zoom up on what a sex addiction looks like. So I looked it up. You remember during the whole Tiger Woods thing, they were like resuming as like he was addicted to sex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so this is how bad a sex addiction is. It was so bad that Tiger Woods' friends couldn't trust their daughters around Tiger Woods.
Oh, Jesus.
So my only question is how old are the daughters, and if they're good to go, it's good to go.
Damn, but how? Oh, damn.
If they grown.
They were grown, but I'm just saying, Tiger.
Okay.
And I mean grown. I don't mean like fucking 35 years like, old, and then they're like 19.
Right.
Yeah,
they freshly turned 18. I just turned 18. Woo. No.
It could be like that.
I do want to say something though, Kendall. That just kind of blew my mind a little bit because I've always been. I don't have a specific addiction. I just can whatever feels. I will latch on to.
You will fixate. You will fixate.
It's been sex before. It's been liquor before. It's been drugs before. It's been just different things that in that moment, and it's like I don't have a limit. It's like, oh shit, especially if I'm going through something. So it's like it just takes over. Like I'm angry or I'm sad, I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna eat for 6 hours.
Yeah, when I tell you, I could literally like I can sit and play like if I find a video game interesting enough, I can actually play a game for like 24 hours straight. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I can sit.
And that's why I'm the artist I am, I guess. That makes sense too.
And just not sleep. I mean, yeah, that's the difficulty with a lot of like artistic habits when it comes to people with ADHD though, is a lot of times the reward is delayed until you've completed the thing. So
I mean, when you enjoy the process. Too?
Well, no. So this is toxic.
Or at least for me.
Because you don't get it until you complete the thing. If you are genuinely just enjoying the process and getting like your little like bits, like you're like, okay, well, I just wrote this fire line.
Good for art anyway. For the other shit,
that's great. Exactly there, but for a lot of people, it's like writing one line isn't enough. It's not like it doesn't fill or it doesn't give you that like hit.
I actually have I feel like I have a addictive personality too.
That's why I'm pretty sure you have ADHD. Like, yes, I very strong. Like, I'm not diagnosing you, but like, I think if you were to get evaluated, you would probably.
I think about 90% of people.
Wait a minute, hold up. I just literally said it in the beginning when you guys were talking about Adderall. I said as a child I had that, and I said that I took the medicine, but I learned how to cope with things. Like as far as in staying still, sometimes it is challenging for me. And I think it has a lot to do with my nerves as well. And also, I think that it comes from abuse. And what else I was going to say? Yeah, I think even with my mind, sometimes a lot of things slip my mind. But I also think that comes with abuse. Like people who've been abused, they take a lot of chunks out their life and they don't know. Like there's a lot of gaps and separation. There's a lot of
association.
Dissociation.
Yes, the memories just get locked away because you separate yourself.
Spots. But I was gonna say to you that I do have a personality where certain things can be addictive to me, and that is I have learned that it was food and also people. But I purposely don't put myself in situations to be addicted to things like coffee. I'd never brought a coffee machine to my at my house because I know I will be addicted to coffee because I really enjoy coffee. Like when I really
when it comes today, bro.
I never in my life brought one. And certain things like I will never try a drug, when people like just pop a pill or
no, I refuse to like. Wait, I don't even joke about like taking coke or anything anymore.
Wait, we gotta go back. So when was the last time someone said that line to you?
Well, pop a pill? Well, they don't just say just pop.
That shit is more common than you would think.
It is.
Yeah, a lot of things.
It's not like just pop a pill, but some people do it, and I have been asked to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I never in my life wanted to do anything or had the urge to like, oh, I want to try it. I'm like, I do not want to try that because I know as soon as I try that, I'm gonna be.
We talk about drugs.
You know how you do something one time in your life and you'll never do it again, but you got the experience, it felt good. It's like, nah, I just want to do it again.
Zip lining.
Okay, yeah. Or something like
again.
jumping off the plane or something. And for me, I just know, nah.
You chasing the dragon?
I feel like
that's exactly what it is.
What?
The dragon is just dopamine and adrenaline.
Yeah. What for him?
Yeah.
I mean, for anybody, like anyone, like especially ADHD speaking, like the dragon is anything that gives you like that dopaminergic effect. For me, I'm fucking Fleece Johnson. It's booty is more important than water, which is why like I more or less abstain from like any type of like sexual relations or like relationships right now. Like I have a date coming up, but for me, it's like okay, we're gonna do.
Can you drop the name? Sorry, I'm just playing.
So shit.
All right.
Is it a man or a woman?
I thought we said we weren't going to be doing drugs. It's
that was a good one.
I can't reveal details, but it is.
I would like to know too. What?
Hey, just mad.
Shit, I guess I want to know too.
Naya's just like, it's not me.
No.
How could you? When we get up, there's going to be this long text message from we get down. How could you?
Holy shit, it's 36 paragraphs long.
It'll be 10 times worse to send it now while on the stream.
You ever send a long?
Oh, I wouldn't say it.
No, wait, listen. Have you ever like sent a long message or received a long message so long on your phone that it goes into a notepad? Like I have something. It was so long that messages. Now it sends it as like a whole page document.
I
sent the 4-page letter before.
I won't lie, as a guy, I be heated, bro. I won't lie, like that one thing I can say, like I really for like a really long time I wasn't dating anyone not because like I'm emotionally unstable, but because I just don't like dealing with my emotions at all sometimes. And I just realized, like, all right, well, if you like somebody, it's a good feeling. But like the lows of being mad at people is what makes me it drives me crazy. I be just heated. Like, I just be like either at 0 or 100. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And for me, it's just like you got to do some stupid shit. Like, I mean, just some dumb. Like, if you just annoy me right quick, all right, nigga. But like, if you did some bullshit, it just like makes no fucking sense.
No, that's like arguably my biggest problem is that like I can tell like when I lose interest and it sucks because it's like I'll know like I really enjoy the person, I'm having a great time with them, it's a lot of fun, fucking sex is great, whatever, and then it's just like, but we're bored. Why are we bored?
That's exactly it.
Sir. Fuck. They're not made to entertain you.
I mean, yeah, but
no, exactly. And I understand that, which is why like a lot of my mind is like, okay, we're gonna figure out ways to like find enjoyment in people that don't require like them to entertain you.
I mean, but I've had people that wasn't. Oh, this is a topic. I'm sorry. You just gave me a topic for my show. I just have a thought.
This is toxic.
Yes, but like, because I'm thinking, because I'm like that too. But then it's like all the relationships I wasn't born in were fucked up. I was on edge half of the time. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh yeah, that's like a pretty common thing.
And it's like,
especially if you have a traumatic household growing up.
No toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Did you have a traumatic household growing up?
Hell,
I think like the trauma, like a traumatic household too. You get addicted to the drama.
My shit was like a Lifetime movie.
So it's not even that you get addicted to the drama; it's that it feels safe and familiar. Like if you're constantly needing to like take care of like a neurotic mother, and you're just like, holy shit, my partner is like, why are you so like, you're so calm, and like I
can't leave you alone.
Why aren't you worried about every single thing? Why aren't you worried about me when I'm like literally riding a motorcycle down the highway at 123 miles an hour?
Nigga, is you normal?
It's
you need the thrill. You need the thrill.
I'm not saying these are my experiences, but this is just generally speaking like how people will respond when they've grown up in those kinds of households.
Nah, what would Jesus do?
You know what he would do.
What would he do?
Hallelujah. That's right.
Why
you know what he do?
Why am I being my God business?
Oh dang! Why he can't be my God too?
Like, why
you can't share? You don't like threesomes with your God? It's just got to be you and him.
I mean, my God is Buddha.
There's a reason we say, "Oh God." Reason.
No.
Oh God.
Nah, but with that being said, like, all right, what's your Christian views? Like,
you said I'm fired.
Like Christian views.
That's
like another episode.
You got like Christian dating goals?
I mean, I want you to believe in something.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, of course. I never front on Jesus. I love him so bad.
Okay.
No, seriously.
You love him so bad or love him so good?
I love it. I love it.
I love him in every way, like in all ways, except for the ways that Kendall was just speaking of. But anyway, like
why not?
Because we just, you got to deal with God. I don't. So I'm not saying nothing about your comments.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't even believe in a God. I'm impervious to his judgment.
That don't mean you're not, what is it? You're still equipped for judgment.
So wait,
I'm equipped for judgment? What does that mean?
I mean, just get ready for it.
Oh.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, Daddy.
So basically, back to the goals and a relationship and the whole mixture of the Jesus. So I'm the littest. I don't really consider myself a Christian. I just say I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm probably the littest one y'all ever gonna find. And that's on period. But I have a closet.
I don't know, man. Some of them Catholic school girls when I was in high school.
It's my turn. We're talking about Jesus here. But no, I definitely have some goals when it comes to him. Like it is a real turn on to me when a man believes in God, believes in Jesus, believes in God. It's like top tier to me. It's like it's more than money because it's like we can connect with each other in a way like that nobody else can connect because we had the same belief. You know what I mean? We running off of faith and I don't know, it's just better. And it's like even when you're having sex with a man who is a believer and when you get married, say if I was married,
you feel the spirit.
If I was married and I had sex with like a person who wasn't of God, it's like the connection's like, oh, bro, it's one thing you're missing and you don't believe in Jesus. Like everything else is great. But when you really connect with a person and they believe in the same thing, it just feels so good. It's like a whole different thing, to be honest. But yeah, that's really a set goal. It's like it's one thing, like I just met somebody last week. He came in from Florida and one of the questions is I was like, who you got? You believe in God? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, who's your God? He said, God. I'm like, no, who's your God? He was like, Jesus. I was like, oh, yeah, you lit. And that was just it.
Oh, wow.
So everybody
people be Christ fishing.
Huh?
People be Christ fishing.
What's that?
That's real, too.
I just coined that term
front like they love God.
They act like they love God and they don't just
yeah, want to be front so they can get it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's like when the guy is out with you and he's like, what's your sign? He doesn't care.
No, that's
he doesn't. He doesn't care. Okay, you're special.
That's when this learn to come in. You kind of know, like it's just like when you meeting a girl or you out with a girl, guy, whatever, and whatever the case may be, like you kind of know. You know how like you already calling somebody.
You can tell when motherfuckers fighting.
Like you know how you can call somebody bluff and they really think they got you and they run up on you. It's like, bro, I really see right through you. And
But
you know,
Jesus
even
got me.
girls like, they act like they got something going for themselves, and they got this, that, and the other. But just like, bro, I see your holy ass pants, bro. You don't have no soul on the bottom of your foot. I'm just giving an example.
Damn.
I thought you said they were holy pants.
No, holy pants. I'm giving an example if y'all was going out. How you
the most holy pants are when they're on the floor.
How you can say, God, I just thank you for dealing with them later when we not on here. That's all I'm saying.
So I got a question though, because I'm very spiritual. I like to look into different religions, so I do have a knowledge base of Christianity, a knowledge base of Buddhism, Taoism, like just different religions and stuff like that. And if I had to choose one, honestly, I feel like I've related the closest to Buddhism, but right now I haven't specifically chosen one. But my biggest thing is having someone who believes in something, like in general, because that means you have something deeper that motivates you. You know what I'm saying? And so, does it have to be Christianity, or could they believe in something in general for you?
I definitely it's always gonna be Jesus first, but I have dated people.
Okay.
It is, but I have dated out my religion. I have, like, a lot of guys I ever have dated, other than being Christian, have been Muslim. And it's not because we have the same. Allah and Jesus is two different people, but God is different from Allah. But at the same time, like, I feel like I have dated a lot of guys who were Islamic. So it's not like if you're a Satanist, if you believe in anything dark, if you are a witch,
that's the only one. I would just go ahead.
If you are
what about sorcerers?
Any of that?
I mean, I'm
like Christmas trees or witchcraft.
Christmas
trees or
witchcraft. What if
I'm about to say I am a witch, but
I don't want anything to do with anything like I'm just saying personally in my own relationship, I would prefer not to and even like Kendall, we talked about, he said he's atheist and whatever the case may be. He has a beautiful personality. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's a good guy, but at the same time, like,
I know
when it comes to certain values, when it comes to certain things, it's like we're always going to be unequal. You get what I'm saying? We may really vibe with each other, but that part of him,
I don't think we're unequal.
Huh?
I don't think we're unequal.
We're unequally yoked. We don't believe in the same God.
And spiritually.
Yeah,
whoa.
Yeah, exactly, Troy.
I get you trying to say atheist people ain't got no soul, but
is he frozen?
I mean, they don't think they do.
Am I frozen?
No, it's he frozen.
No, I think Jamar.
Oh, Jamar, yo, he is the Holy Spirit. Look at him.
Screenshot that. That's so funny. Let me see if I can screenshot it. Dang, if I can't.
I just did.
Right now, I'm being overwhelmed.
Wait, can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think I'll stay in this.
This is hilarious.
Wait.
I love this. Because you look like you're like meditating.
What if he's lying the whole time? He really like that, but he's good at talking like this. Like,
what, you think he's a ventriloquist?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, so Troy, why Buddha? Like, why Buddhist? Like, what's the whole thing?
So I grew up mostly in, the Christian church and stuff like that. And it always confused me because some of the most religious, devout people were some of the rudest, meanest fucking people.
Oh, for sure. I agree.
Come across. And coming into
motherfuckers need Jesus.
Realizing that I was gay and recognizing that I used to feel as young and being like, okay, well, I can't be here because I'm gay and they don't like you know what I'm saying? Like, as I was coming into that, I realized like I was struggling, like
I'm not laughing at you. I'm still laughing at the picture. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. You good. I'm gonna send it to y'all too.
What is this? I like the other one better. I don't like this one. Screenshot this one too.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
He should have kept the other one up.
I don't think you got to choose it. I'm pretty sure like Buddhism is an atheistic religion too.
Yeah, in a way.
Essentially,
because there's no concept of like essential deity. Oh shit! Oh, my bad.
Yes and no, because I mean, I guess that's the idea of what Buddha is.
Webcam back up. I'm just putting my webcam back up.
Okay.
I don't know.
He's putting his webcam back up. But yeah, so I struggled with Christianity again as I was coming into, my own and realizing I was gay and stuff like that, and feeling like, okay, well, I can't be here, like I'm not supposed to be, So when I would be at like churches and stuff.
Who told you that though? I can't wait.
I mean, that's how people act.
I know.
That's how they, that's how they acted. And so I had to come back to it to myself, and I don't feel like that now, but that's how I felt. And so it just turned me off from the church. I was extremely turned off.
I understand that.
I started going through, my own shit in life, and just I got into a really dark period, and I needed something to get me out of it. And it was just some of the teachings from Buddhism that just was so clear. It didn't like, and not to talk shit about the Bible, because I'm it's very interesting at some points, and some points I love the writing, just even as like a writer. But like, it was very difficult to read sometimes, and it just made no sense. It was like old Shakespeare sometimes. I'm just like, I don't.
Who's
what
teaching
are you
you?
trying to say? This is different.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Because I went to different churches and stuff.
No, he said he's Buddhist. So he said the people who are in the in that whatever it's called. I forgot.
Oh, like how do you learn from Buddhism?
Yeah, how do you guys?
I mean,
in someone's teaching.
You can, and that's why I haven't necessarily chosen it. It makes the most sense to me, but I haven't necessarily chosen one religion because right now I'm very self-taught. It's like I learn through my own like ways, and so I study, and like with Buddhism, I've had like real life experiences and just different. It literally needs to be a whole other episode. Like, but I'll just say again, I went through some things, and it just.
You said I won't be or will be?
So much sense
You will
to me.
be.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, atheists interest me too, because sometimes some ideas seem very close-minded in a sense. For me,
whoa. Okay, so Jamar's not here. He can't like redirect the episode and actually get
right. But I do.
Go hit me.
Say something about to say something, because I definitely got something to say for it. Go ahead. Can you about to say something?
Oh no. I was more or less going to ask him like what he feels is like generally close-minded about like atheism.
Oh yeah.
Anything that's related to spiritual, like I mean, I guess anything. Often it seems like, okay. So for example, like signs. I'm a person. I believe in signs. Like I pay attention to that shit. And that's
you mean like symbology, like type stuff? Like you see numbers and they mean something.
Or like I go and I'm looking for an answer for something, and then I go into my living room and the TV is on a commercial that randomly says exactly what I've been looking for.
Yeah, so that happens with me too.
Like,
I just think of it as like a form of natural poetry. Like I see the world as like a poem.
Yeah. But it's like
even being non-religious.
I think it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah. So what you would define as like spirituality, I would more or less just define as like an understanding that we share an interconnectedness. Like my idea of spirituality is that it's not supernatural. It is just the acceptance and understanding that everything in the universe comes from one.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Connection.
Yeah,
I do believe that. Yeah,
all right, guys. I think my camera's done. I want to leave and then shut this whole video down.
No, you're good.
I'm now. I'm Fade the Black. New name's called Fade the Black.
The Black Album.
All right. With that being said, I'm your cosmic pal, Jamar. Welcome to the Cosmic Podcast.
No, wait. You gotta let this train keep going and then jump in on it, my boy. We handling.
All right, bet. So, what was the question again? I wasn't just.
So I had more or less asked Troy. I asked him like we were talking like briefly about like Naya's Christianity, and then we transitioned to his Buddhism, and then we more or less circled back to like my atheism. And he said one of his issues that he generally takes with atheists is that it feels like closed-minded in a way to not see like the same spirituality in the world as like.
Nah, man, I beg the different, man. Different, bro.
What do you mean?
I don't think like atheists ain't like against spirituality or something, like they ain't like soulless heathens.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah, like they're not pagans. I think pagans
are
evil.
No. So for me, it's quite literally like my thing is I don't find it necessitous to believe that God is a conscious being that's making choices in our lives. So even if there were a God, I would think it was one that kind of just like plucked the dominoes and they just went. Versus the like, I woke up this morning, I won my football game at school, God helped me win. I don't believe that.
God did.
I would never want to believe in or worship a God that picks favorites and allows people to suffer for some plan. I would never even like if I were to meet that God, I'd be pissed. Go ahead. If you have questions, I live this shit.
I don't know. I get it. I just feel like this is like a whole nother episode because like this is a topic.
Look, it started as New Year's. You know what happens right before New Year's? You know what happens right before New Year's? Christmas.
The birth of
we
Jesus.
can talk about spiritual goals, like what are some spiritual goals?
Well, I have to touch on what he said before we go there. I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, I'm down to explore where we are.
So I'm not gonna go long because I already see that we at the 50-minute mark. But I was gonna say I'm gonna say something to everybody real quick. So what Troy said, I kind of definitely agree with you, kind of Troy, that I do feel like sometimes it's a closed-minded thing as well. And I do feel like, dang, you can't believe in nothing. But then I won't say that at the same time.
That's what it seems
like. But then where I'm saying I'm all over the place because then it's like I'd rather I'm not pick the wrong God than.
Wait, yeah. Can I like defend that position because it's not?
Well, it's your turn.
So
I think that.
I mean, you're just accusing stuff. So it's like, damn. Hold on.
I'm just saying this is my opinion.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
But I'm also saying like, dang, I really don't want. I'd rather maybe should they be atheists and then just to go and say they're going to be any other thing but believe in Jesus. But then at the same time, I don't force God on anybody. But I also want to do this before you talk. Troy, I do want to apologize for what you went through at the churches or anywhere else because I've been through that in my walk too. And it's not about the people. It's literally about my relationship with God. You get what I'm saying? So that's just like when you marry a person, marry a woman, marry a man, whatever the case may be, right? When you marry a woman, right? I'm just using a woman, for example, and you don't like her mom and her dad and her family, that don't matter because your relationship is with them. It's like, I don't care how rude and ignorant and nasty y'all are. I'm not here for y'all. I'm only here for her. So that's kind of how your relationship is supposed to be with God. But people will stir you away, and especially if you are living a life that you feel like is of sin, like if you are living a life and you're gay, and a lot of Christians will make you feel like, not just Christians, even people who are not even
half of them is fucking will make you feel doing all like, kind of terrible shit.
right, exactly. But what I'm saying is, it's not. Our belief is really not the right thing to do. But that's their job is to love on you. Our job is to love you regardless of what decision that you make. Is our job is still, I'm gonna love on Troy. I'm gonna be there for Troy. That's what Christianity is. That's what God is. You're supposed to love regardless of what the hell you do. That's just what I want to tell you. So I am sorry that you had that experience. That's all I wanted to say. My case is closed.
Okay, so can either of you like frame the contention that you like tend to have with like atheism and so I can have something to respond? Like specifically,
I feel you guys praise. I feel like atheists praise science.
No, wait, hold on. Okay,
I agree, Jamar.
Okay, so we can. Okay, if anyone has anything they want to add to that,
I mean, I'm doing tarot cards and I believe in tarot readings. That's running to my family.
Yeah, so there are atheists who believe in tarot readings. The word atheist only means I do not believe in God. That is all that means. You can be an atheist and a spiritualist. You can be an atheist and believe in ghosts. You can be an atheist and believe in an afterlife. You can be an atheist and believe in reincarnation. You can atheist only means I guess my understanding
was atheist was like someone who just didn't believe in anything that appeared to
be. Me too.
No, so that would be like an ultra like naturalist. Like that's what that would be. I am a naturalist. I don't think that there are any.
Oh, okay. So you're still on that bullshit.
So whoa, wait. So it's not on the bullshit. So I think the way that humans are, I think even if there is a God, I don't think any fucking human on the planet has gotten it right. Not a single one. Whether it's Christian, not a single human on Earth has ever gotten.
I ain't got the God in me.
No. So let's stop. Jamar, why are you a troll? Why are you like this? So it's more like, were the ancient Greeks correct? Were the Aztecs correct? Were the Mayans correct? Are ancient Christians correct? Are the Muslims correct?
I think all of them.
There are so they all. This is called an omnis. I think I'm pretty sure it's called an omnis, where you believe that every religion had some facet of it right, but you don't get the full picture until you find a way to connect them all together. So I genuinely don't think that if there were a God, they would want to be perceived by people the way that they have been at all throughout all of human history. So when you attach that also to my more naturalist belief, I don't see anything in the universe or in the world or in life period that necessitates the existence of a God. So like people will say like, well, how did the universe get here? My question is always, well, if the universe happened to spawn here, you would probably argue, well, God has always been there. why couldn't I argue that some singularity, some infinitely small like piece of matter that spawned into the whole universe could have always been there? Why is that only extended to the idea of a supernatural God and not an ultranatural universe? Right? So it's not a matter of like we praise science. It's that if I hold my charger and I drop it, we know that it's going to come down every single time.
So you also praise facts.
No, it's not. You don't praise anything.
Okay, not that. Oh,
you look at things for what they are and accept what can be proven.
And I also think that another thing with atheists and what Kendall just said, I think that they need things that's actually a proven thing, something that they can actually see, something that their brains can actually grasp. Because when you believe in a God, or when you believe in, I'm not gonna say a God, when I believe in God, when I believe in Jesus, there's a lot of things that he does for me that I can't see. There's a lot of things I just have to have faith. It's like you have to love him and believe in him enough that regardless that you can't see it, that he's still gonna do it. And with like you said, you need something to drop off the side to show proof, or the charger to drop just to say, okay. But like you need something physical because
no, it doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't have to be physical. I was using this as a demonstration because this is how we know gravity is real. Gravity is real. You can't deny gravity. If you look at animals, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not true?
So actually, I do have a question because I get what you mean now.
He said that's not true. Can you hold the question and let him, Jamar, please?
You know damn well he talking shit.
I believe you.
You know he talking shit.
Okay,
go ahead, Troy. Ask your question.
So because it made me think, and it connected to my horror movie brain. And you know the character in the movie, while everybody keeps trying to tell them there's a ghost in the house or there's this demon or there's some shit going on, they're like, no, that doesn't exist. Stop it. That's not real. What are you doing? And you just want them to like fucking get like you ready for their ass to die. Like you can't wait to see it. So motherfucker, we've been telling you this whole fucking time, and your ass talking about the bitch ain't haunted. That's what you get. And that's what I think my brain associates with the idea of what you're talking about. Like there needs to be something tangible, and unfortunately, I think a part of it seems a bit arrogant, because who are you to have needed that proof, right? Like,
well, I mean, that's
some
the
people
thing,
may have gotten that, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, but I get it, but that's what my brain goes. Those characters are arrogant.
I can't lean. Well, yeah, those characters are arrogant, and I agree with you. Clearly, in these universes, in the movies, in the stories, there is very much a ghost. There is very much a zombie. There, you can see this with like climate disaster movies. Like, have you seen
zombie? You have
wait.
You have me to go to the zombies.
No, stop. I'm talking within the universe of the movie. If they say, "Holy crap!" That thing, the person that was on the hospital bed, they're waking up and they're biting people. And someone's like, "Dude, zombies? They're not real." And you're watching it happen. This is the demonstration of proof that is necessary. If somebody were in my house and they're like, "Dude, your door keeps opening and closing," I would first check to see, one, is my window open? Because if the window is open, that can create a draft in the house that causes doors and stuff to slam. This is one of the earliest theories.
Like those characters, though.
Wait. So this is one of the earliest theories as to why we ever thought that ghosts were something that a poltergeist specifically had a physical impact on the world. Back when houses weren't as secure as they were, it was very easy for a draft to pull a door open and slam it shut. So that kind of thing happening, people would be like, "Holy crap. I don't understand anything about air currents. I don't understand air pressure. I don't understand the wind really. So when my door slams, that's got to be a ghost. It's got to be a spirit. Someone died in this house 3 months ago, so it's probably their spirit." Like these things are all anything that you could tell me.
Out of
I can give an
people who live now and billions who have lived.
Yeah.
There's just none that have ever experienced it. Like
so no. I would say that they have experienced it. But what I would
mean, like the actual shit, like the actual ghost, not the wind. It wasn't the wind. No, it's out of billions of motherfuckers. There was somebody's house.
Yeah, for me, I very strongly. Do you know what we used to think epilepsy was?
I mean, shit. We used to think.
No. It's the question.
The Nymphomaniac would fucking.
The devil.
What was the question again?
What do you think people first interpreted epilepsy as? It was demonic. They thought it was demonic possession.
We always did. We blame women and we blame witches.
I mean, when women wanted to have more sex, they would be called a nymphomaniac and put in an asylum.
Yeah, so all of these things.
2 + 2 is 4.
We look at a lot of this now. Like I've had my fair share of grippy sock vacations. I've seen people who have seen shit, and they truly, dearly believe that they've seen shit. You pop them on an antipsychotic medication, they're fine. Like they're no longer hearing voices. They're no longer like expressing symptoms of like schizophrenia. They're like normal, well-functioning, operating people who are medicated now, and they're okay. For the 8 billion people that are on the planet now, and the like, I think it's like tens of billions period that have existed and died, you could argue that there was an explanation for every experience that they've had, but they may not have had the language or understanding of the world to actually be able to communicate it properly. Like I used to think that I was possessed when I was a little kid. I didn't believe in a God still, but because I have schizoaffective disorder, that can look a lot like demonic possession. That can feel like your body is being overtaken.
Realms exist. You could have been picking up on a different realm.
So, but how can you demonstrate?
Tell your dates you have all these problems?
Well, because some things are beyond.
So,
I guess that's the other part too.
I'm very open.
Too much credit.
I'm very, very, very open about like my mental illness, the experiences that I've had with it, and like the kinds of things that like trigger them and bring them.
This is a whole episode. We should
because I think it's important to destigmatize it by having the conversation. If I open the talk, like there are people at my job that I've spoken to maybe 4 times, and because of the nature of my work, I work with special needs kids. I've like made it super clear, like, yeah, I have like schizoaffective disorder. And do you know what they think when they see me going to the job, operating, showing up on time, helping kids that are in emotional distress? They're like, wait, you're mentally ill? The amount of times I've heard people say, like, you don't seem like you have autism. And it's like kind of the point.
People,
like, yeah,
what it looks like.
That's kind of, well, I mean, it's also one of the like superpowers of autism is like autistic masking. Autistic people can read patterns and like those things, pull them into ourselves, see them, and then replicate them almost perfectly in such a way that you would never suspect someone of having autism until they go home and they're slamming their head into a wall because they've been fucking drained of their social battery and pretending for so long. And I'm not saying this is what people normally do. This is my experience. I was the person that like I've put my head through a wall before. I've literally like self-abused out of like that level of breakdown and stress before. So when I talk about the shit, it's not like, oh, well, I bet people do this. It's me understanding from my own experiences what that feels like. So whether it's demonic possession, whether it's a poltergeist in your house moving things around, whether it's, I don't know, I won the basketball game today. Well, did the other team, were they just not as committed to God as you, so they lost? Were all the children dying of cancer just not as committed to God? Is it just part of the plan? All of that, none of it sits well with me. And even if I did believe in that God, I wouldn't want to worship them. I would probably be pretty upset.
Well,
like
so
I would
it's
be
like
on
the belief
Kratos.
that yeah, this has to be another episode. I can't. I'll be like not like in a bad way. It's just like it's so many things. I want. We should really. It's an episode.
We definitely are going to get to that as an episode, guys. I won't lie, this is going to be an intermission between season 3. So season 3 starting in January. I'm actually going to get some topics from you guys, and we're going to have week by week what we're going to talk about. We're going to have 52 weeks of conversations ready. Yeah, let's do it. And we're going to see if we can get Usher on that joint. Yo, what are you doing over there? What's up with your mic, bro?
Sorry. I was trying to go grab my iPad and
your mic, bro.
It hasn't.
Your microphone.
Now he's frozen.
So you don't believe in God, but you believe in bees?
Wait. Yes. 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 When I say like I genuinely mean like if there were ever a way that you could show to me like look, this is a thing that God has done, if I can't dispute it any other way, I don't have some way to explain through it, I would probably concede that I was probably wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I die and there's a fucking afterlife. I really don't want this to be it. But I'm also only 26 years old. I don't feel like I've completed
because that's boring as fuck.
26 is a long life.
I hope not, Jesus.
No, it really is. That's a long life. What I was gonna say to you is, if you go literally, for me, if I go look in the mirror, that's good enough for me. Not to see like the beauty, the fact that I'm literally standing there and it's me. Like God really created me. Like look at these fingers that moves. It's like no fucking scientist did this, and no machine did this.
Yeah, no human or machine. We don't
your
claim that.
reflection.
Some people think the Big Bang, the rock in it, that's how we were created. Some people have
So here's
theories.
Naya, so I don't think you're wrong, but here's the thing, right?
I'm not convincing you that I'm right either.
No, I know.
But
so if God is real, I would submit that he used the Big Bang to bring the universe, the big expansion to bring the universe as we know it into existence. I would believe that he created life through evolution. I would believe that he brought the planets together.
You like stuff that makes sense to you, and God doesn't make sense.
Wait, no. So what I'm saying is that if you look at the universe, you look at the world we live in, you can't deny you can't deny evolution. You take a mice, you breed them for like 15 generations, you can see evolution working, evolution by natural selection. You can't say like, oh no, it's not. You see roaches adapt to over several generations.
Well, those are the things that can be explained, but what about the things that can't?
Like what? Like I would challenge you, what can't be explained?
Like us.
I mean, well,
us?
Yeah.
Again,
okay, so
we share 90% of our DNA with bananas.
Say.
We literally share like I think not 90. I think it's like 80% of our DNA with bananas. We share a shitload of DNA with other apes. We share like why does every animal have eyes? Why does every animal have a heart? Why does every animal have lungs?
Okay, I don't know. We saving this one right here.
A way to process that this is the thing, right? I've never been religious. When I was like a kid, when I first found out like Santa Claus isn't real, I started questioning everything.
Up right there.
I was like, Santa Claus isn't real. What is Santa Claus? So Santa Claus is a tool that was created to make kids behave well in order to receive the gift of an eternal life, and now it's Jesus, right? Now it's like instead of it's the same thing to me. To me, religion was a way to create order among chaos when humans had nothing greater to believe in. We didn't know why it stormed. We didn't know why hurricanes happened. We didn't know why an earthquake would.
I mean, but that's the same as mythology.
Why do y'all want to end the episode so bad?
I don't.
Y'all are just like, I'm ready to wrap this up.
But Troy feel like he don't got enough time to say it.
I don't, and I need to actually. Get
I can stay on as long as y'all want to record.
Pieces that I need to really make this conversation, make my points that I want to make, and I can't fully do that right now.
So I do want to like conclude that point. Again, there are things in the universe that you can't deny because science, not science has made it. Science has proven the system by which things are created. If you were to say God is real, I would say God used evolution to bring humans into existence. It wasn't Adam and Eve mating together and then having a whole bunch of incest babies that populated the planet. I wouldn't believe that. It wasn't God turning on the lights and suddenly things were there. It would be God used the big expansion to create the first like massive growth.
Let me hear. Can I hear what Troy is going to ask you before you forget?
I was just going to ask, do you believe in aliens?
So I believe that it's incredibly possible that aliens exist. Do I believe they've ever visited us? No, because of the Fermi paradox. The idea. So imagine this is the time span of the whole universe, right? Like this is the whole time span. Humans have existed for maybe, I think it's like 200,000 years. The span of the universe, it's like here. We're like here. This is humans. What are the odds that among this entire line, another group of interstellar like creatures has managed to come and visit us? Did they discover it all the way?
It's pretty fucking high.
So no. So what I mean is like,
you read the comment?
This. So I'm not overhyping science. You can't disprove anything I've said. Everything that I've said, if you were to go and test it yourself, whether growing plants, you can prove evolution. There's a reason bananas exist. Bananas don't look the way they used to.
I just feel like it's like one of the scary movies with the character. Wait. Exactly.
You have to step away from that, because what I'm explaining is that you can very easily prove these things do exist. Corn, we grow it over several generations. Wheat, like we give it frost resistance to make it resistant. No, so I'm not denying anything. I'm making an affirmative claim that something can be proven as true. I'm not making the negative claim that God's not real. I'm saying that if God is real, he used science, or what we understand through science, to create the universe. So I would say, if anything, a combination of science and religion were at some point necessary to giving us a base understanding of the universe. But throughout year, where do you think dogs came from? Like, do you think a pug just like snapped into existence? No, over thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, I get evolution.
The first domesticated wolves were bred.
I mean, they have definitely changed bananas. But I'm just who changed bananas.
Yeah, so that's the proof, right? This is the proof of evolution by natural selection.
I'm gonna stop.
Wait, Naya, what were you gonna say?
No, I know that the bananas that we see now, I guess the smaller ones, there's a whole bunch of them in clusters that look like little fingers. I think they were the bananas, and then they got the long ones. I forgot because they mix seeds. I don't know. Stuff like that happens.
So if you were to Google bananas before, wait. If you were to Google bananas before domestication, it looks like a completely different thing. If you Google corn before domestication, completely different thing. Dogs before they were domesticated. These things, like the reason you have the skin tone that you do is because humans needed a way to survive.
It's because my Jesus.
Wait, no. Why are you going the Jamar route? Why are you doing this when he's already doing this?
Critical banana theory.
When humans needed, or the first, like the more primitive apes prior to us, they needed to develop a way to shield themselves from the sun. This is why white people are light skinned. They move to different parts of the.
They're not light skinned.
Wait. They're white skinned.
I'm sorry.
They moved. I wish y'all would stop trolling me, because like you'll troll, not hear what I'm saying, and then say, "Well, this sounds like that movie shit." And it's like, what? I'm genuinely trying to like explain this to you guys in a way that's palatable. Because if I know you are, Naya, it's these two bastards. Sons of bitches.
No, I am genuinely listening. It's a conversation that I can't fully dive into the way that I want to.
Why not?
But I understand.
If it gets cut off, it gets cut off. But I talk fast. If you have a question, I can break it down as quick as
I don't have all the points together that I want to bring up. That's
like
why.
what? Like what would be a good one that you would, if you had to bring up?
Just mentioning again. Well, just like how I mentioned, you were explaining things that can be explained, but I'm like, what about things that can't be explained? I haven't been explained yet. I mean, most things.
I asked the question of like, what cannot be explained?
That's a lot of shit. You said that like. I just can't think of anything specifically. But
the difference between you and I is that I just add a yet to the end.
Oh, I say yet too. I believe in it yet.
So at that point,
whether that's in this lifetime or the next,
the position that you would be in, well, that's the thing, is that I don't think it would be in our lifetime. I think it would be the next generation's lifetime, or the next generation's lifetime, or the next.
I think we'll start in ours, and I think we're the X-Men, but we're like the professors, and that's a whole other conversation too. We're gonna be like the Magnetos.
Don't run from me.
All the kids after us. I have to, because we'll take over the whole shit.
I mean, it's been 22 minutes or 32 minutes since we started like this segment when he like disappeared.
Jamar, you want your show back?
What he would say, like he said, can supernatural things be explained with science? I would ask the question of what supernatural thing needs to be explained. And then you would elaborate on that.
I mean, okay, fuck it. I can describe this. Like, again, my tarot cards. I genuinely believe in it. It's something that's run in my family for a couple of generations, and I have a true belief of how tarot works in a spiritual sense.
I would ask you, what is the utility? How do they work? What do they do?
I mean, so the first thing is that they don't tell the future, because the future can't accurately be told, and that's a misconception. But it helps you understand your past and present better to work toward a specific future outcome. Or avoid one.
So
with that,
through what vehicle? Like what is the, like, if I'm saying I want to go to the store, the way I'm going to get to the store is get in my car and drive. What is like the car that tarot cards are driving to get you to that conclusion?
I mean, the cards themselves.
So the way I would explain this would not be that it's supernatural. It would be that the human brain has very specifically evolved to have a strength for pattern recognition and storytelling. So if you combine these two things, you'll be able to put together a story for yourself that you want to hear one way or another. It's the same way Ouija boards don't actually work. They use the subconscious of the user in order to come to the conclusion.
Okay, yeah. See, this is what we had to have because. All right, yeah. We got to do another.
You have a Ouija board? Are you a Ouija board, bro?
No. I had one.
Next week we will talk about if anything he believes is real. If
all this week, I'm just writing down experiences and.
Oh, again, I don't think that it's. I don't think it's fake. I think that the way humans interpret this stuff is in a way that, like, in the entirety of astrology.
So you think that it's our own subconscious?
Yes, the human desire to have control and perception over things. It's why the most traumatized people tend to be the ones that lean most into astrology. Because when you have like, holy shit, I have no idea what's going on. I need something to grasp, something to hold on to, something I can use to predict or explain or understand. Astrology gives you the answers. You wake up, you read your horoscope, it tells you how your day is going to go. It gives you, it's not, wait, you said it's a low-key shot?
Yeah, I was like, ouch.
Well, no, it's not a shot. My entire belief system leans into the idea that humans using misinterpreted signs to create these like stories for themselves so they have more control over their lives. That's what that is. If I were to wake up every morning, go out, look at the sky and say, all right, it's a blue sky, that means it's going to be a good day. It's raining, that means it's going to be a bad day.
That's a scientific fact, even that. So like the moon, it's a fact that the moon affects the tides and the ocean and stuff like that. And we're like 70%
because of
water,
gravity.
so we're affected by it.
That's I don't know if it applies on such a micro level. The reason it happens between two massive bodies is because the Earth and the moon are both fighting for control over the oceans. We also experience things like solar tides.
Mostly water. Do you think that like?
So when we say we're made of water, what we mean is that our bodies deconstruct a lot of the key things in water and turn them into stuff that we use. It's not that you have water in your body; it's that your blood is made up of a lot of water. Your skin cells are made of a lot of water.
Do understand science? Totally love science. Yes, I you're right there. I just mean, I guess I don't know. We'll. This literally, I'm not doing this.
Jamar does not seem to have any like end cap.
Yeah, he's like not gonna let us stop.
Naya, I don't want to stop. No. For me, it's like I told you, I'm chilling. I can stream as long as y'all want to stream.
Do you feel as though that you use the power and belief in science to try to over explain everything?
No, I don't use it
Are you calling all humans Delulu?
Unironically speaking, yes. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but yeah, I think. Do you think that the Greeks were delusional when they were saying that the gods of Olympus came down in the shape of different animals and humans and started fucking with people in order to create different babies and all these different stories?
They have not.
I mean, according to the fucking history books, no. According to like the prose edda, yeah.
I mean, but we know history can't be trusted because I mean,
it's not a matter of history can't be trusted.
Black history, like most of our history, ain't even fucking there because they didn't change it. Because people in power can do that and make anything real that they want to be real.
So wait. Do you think that like world governments are mostly controlled by non-religious people?
No, actually, I think that they are pretty religious, but I don't think that they believe in anything that they've shared with us, if I can be very, very honest.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that if atheists, for example, were trying to use government forces to erase the existence of gods throughout history, why is it that almost all of our like major politicians in every country, all of them are religious people, highly religious people?
Well, that's the front. I mean, but again, that's what they have to put on to show us. And I don't think.
So why would they not just? Why would they not just
share?
So
I think most of them instead of and that's a whole other conversation.
If the United States of America added "In God We Trust" to the dollar in 1954, why would they have added that if the whole goal was to create like a world that leans better into atheist favor instead of pushing for atheism in schools?
Because religion is control. Why would we?
Yeah, but then you could also argue
that this is going to make you do what we want you to do. If this is going to make you act how we want you to act.
Are you technically conceding then that the more open-minded people free from that control are the non-religious? Are you conceding that?
No. I would say it's just anybody that can think for themselves. I think that's why I think religion is something
Why
that you
is
come
religion
to on your own. Well, because thousands of people have been killed for it. There's been wars for people to be like, hey, believe, and I'm sorry, that's the first word. Millions. Yes. Anyway, but like because people people use it, and it's like they've used it as a crutch or as an excuse to do fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be out here Christ fishing.
Believe how I want to believe, and if you don't, then I'm gonna kill you. That's basically like how a lot of wars were. But the point is, and it's another thing I wanted to bring up too, why I also struggle with religion. My last thing is also being Black and understanding how that works and realizing that Christianity was given to us and wasn't what we believed in originally. That's another.
Yeah, but a lot of people also don't even think that's true because a lot of people think that Christianity originated in Ethiopia and was misinterpreted and captured by Europeans. Like a lot of people do believe this. People will say like, if you think that Christianity was forced on us by slavery, you don't know the original African history. And to me, it's like, well, I don't know if that's really true because a lot of the people that existed in the Middle East aren't what we would call Africans, nor are they the predecessors to African Americans specifically. Especially speaking for like sub-Saharan Africans, where most of us like descend from. A lot of it wouldn't lean into we were originally Christian. It would be we were originally pagan and didn't really have these specific tales of Jesus.
Well, Yoruba and other things like that, more so African beliefs and deities.
I mean, yeah, a lot of that. Anyway, like yes. Christians would call them pagans, like back then.
Stop it! Fucking stop! No. See you.
Bye, Naya. Say bye to your fans. Plug yourself.
I know. I didn't want to interrupt.
She's like,
I have work tomorrow that requires a lot of attention. Too much of my attention, so I have to get off of here.
All right. Enjoy your attention work and praise the Lord.
Okay.
All the time, all day, every day.
Be careful all these Christ fishers.
Jamar, I don't know why you playing with Jesus.
He's saying be careful of those who do play with Jesus.
Now he with the atheists.
Wait. Do you believe in aliens, Naya? Do you believe aliens are possible?
I do. I believe there's foreign objects out there.
No, not foreign objects. Foreign life.
I believe that there's things out there, but I don't. There's creatures, but I don't know if it's aliens.
The last question
if you go under the sea, if you go deep enough, you'll see some fish that you never saw before. That we would call a creature.
I mean like extraterrestrial life specifically.
You believe that people really got on a spaceship and went out this earth and left the drone. You think that people really?
No. So,
no, I'm just asking you because that's where they were discovered at, aliens outside of space, and they came and they landed here. Do you really believe that people got in a spaceship and they literally blasted out into space and they went out there? Do you believe that?
Wait, are you true? So do I think like humans have gone to space with like satellites and ships?
Yeah. Do you believe
that? Yes, because of Newton's cannonball.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Wait, do you know what the concept of Newton's cannonball is?
You can tell me, but I'm not saying that I believe that.
Well, you don't have to agree with it. It's just a theory, right? Newton's cannonball is the idea, like Isaac Newton, the fucking scientist that you've definitely heard of. He had an idea that if you had a large enough cannon, you could fire a cannonball into space or not into space, but into the sky in such a way that it would eventually escape orbit. And it was just a matter of creating a large enough cannon that could do it. If you had someone super duper human strong and they took a baseball and threw it, it could leave the atmosphere at some point. And where would it go? Into space. So the idea.
So I do know what you're saying, and it definitely sounds to be like something that happened. I'm just saying I don't really truly believe that. I don't know. I don't got that, but I don't know.
How do you think your phone works?
I do believe it's a satellite up in the sky. I do believe that, but
why did they go back?
I believe that it's I didn't know where you went. Do I believe that it's that it's out in space, like the layer that's all the way out there with the other planets or whatever the case may be? I don't know.
I don't think it's with the other planets.
I do and I can't say I really.
It's not in the orbit of other planets.
I believe that there's I know there's satellites up in the sky. I do believe that, and I know there's satellites up in the sky, and that's how we get our signal. But do I believe there's aliens, or do I believe there's spaceships?
No. So when I say aliens, I don't mean like little dudes with their big heads and
there's aliens. There's a
I believe that in the massive size of the universe, the odds of us being the only living forms is like none. There's no chance that we're the only living thing.
But what if like the universe that they've shared with us wasn't actually the universe?
What do you think? It's like a big skybox where it's like the moon
Well,
is
no, I
just
mean,
a
I don't know
light?
what the fuck it is.
Nigga,
I'm
we are
just
not
saying,
living
what
in
if? That's a
lockdown, nigga.
possibility. That's like a real thing of like information. Like, I know
So
most
there's a
people who
difference
work
between
in.
possibility and probability. Do I think it's
Peace out.
possible? Yeah, sure. Do I think it's probable? No.
But I guess that's my struggle with atheists. It just seems like, and again, goes back to the scary movie thing. There is almost like an arrogance of like, there's no room for the unexplained.
There
It all
is
has to be
room.
explained. It
There's
all
plenty
can be
of room.
explained.
I think there's a
And if
lot
it's
of
not,
room for it.
then
Wait, so I need you to move from that because there is plenty of room. The issue
I
is
can't
that
move from it because whenever I bring
all that
something up,
room
you
that
have
I've
an
seen,
explanation.
well, that's the point. That's my entire point. My entire point
That's
when
my
I say I'm an
point.
atheist is that God is not necessitous to the existence of all these things.
I need to smoke.
If you were to talk about evolution, you were to talk about the Big Bang, you were to talk about the formation of the planets, you were to talk about like anything, you don't need a God to be there to explain it, but we've kind of put one there to fill the gaps of what we don't understand. That's like my argument. Generally speaking. Like that's what I would typically say. So if you were to say like, well, I think that Noah's Ark was a real story, I would say, well, if Noah's Ark is the real story, why is it a ripoff of the story of Utnapishtim from the Epic of Gilgamesh, which took place like 10,000 years prior to that? Why did they borrow the same
I say
exact
most
story?
of Christianity is fucking
and
young.
most
Christianity is like
religions
the youngest
borrowed stories from
religion.
something else. The entire Roman
Yeah.
pantheon was literally just the Greek gods.
But that's the
and their
point. So
stories
as a
being made.
writer, right? As a writer, you write from what you know, even if it's fiction at some point, like you still get the idea. So if all these stories are copied, what was the first story and what the fuck did they see to get this? Because it wasn't 100% original. Nobody
super
writes
easy, right?
100% original because there's something that you've seen or
Yeah.
experienced.
So why do
and
we
then you
write?
translate it
Why do
over.
we write stories like Taken? We write a story like Taken because a
somebody saw
common
a bitch get
story.
taken.
No, a common story of a human experience would be fathers are generally pretty scared of the idea of their daughter going out somewhere, getting swiped up in the night.
But what happened to the first motherfucker to write about it?
Wait, so that's the point.
So-
Is these stories happen? The very first human stories were things that did happen, like a tiger breaking into a village and murdering people there. Like these are some of the original.
So by that
stories of
same
humans.
thought, then couldn't some other stories that are a little bit more on the supernatural side
where
have
I would
happened
expand
at some
it
point?
to, where I would expand it to, hurricanes happen, floods happen, forest fires happen.
Because we can see them.
The idea of a worldwide flood, it's just a real story that's been blown up into global proportions. The idea of
I mean, that's a scientific factor that's happened before.
So the world hasn't been flooded the way like the Bible says. Like it didn't rain for 40 days.
Well, no, but
scientifically
that is actually it has happened.
Wait. What do you think has happened? Floods?
Well,
or
because
a worldwide
it was
flood?
A worldwide flood that essentially.
Yeah, this has never happened.
The axis.
There is not. Wait. So you said according to science.
You
said according to science.
Let me get some source material here.
Yeah, you said according to the science.
I can do some of that.
I would tell you immediately there's not a single credible scientific source that would ever say there has been a worldwide flood. Potentially that the world was hotter
floods,
and there were less ice.
Not one giant, but like floods with an S.
Yeah, and we'll see that happen again if climate change continues going the way it does without being controlled. So the ice caps melt.
Let's slow down though, like the flood thing. What if, like, you gotta realize if it was back then, they're saying it's like a long time ago. Their world and their mind was so small, so we always gotta understand like human comprehension has changed over time too.
Of course.
So they literally could have lived in like a bowl like area, like mountains around.
Yeah, but if I live in an ice age and then I proceed to write a story about how the entire world was encased in ice, well, you're basing that on your worldview of your limited like population of maybe 15,000 people living in a small bubble. You're not actually talking about the world. You're talking about this tiny portion of it. Alexander the Great conquered the world.
Then that just goes to your part too. Like you, with being an atheist, you can only speak to what you have experienced or seen.
Or not what I've experienced or seen, but what can be replicated or explained through any type of natural phenomenon. When I say, okay, I can look all over the world, you can see proof that the oceans might have been higher at some point. You can see proof that in the future with climate change, like with climate change particularly, as the ice caps melt and that ice turns into liquid water, that liquid water will raise the sea level all over the world, and that will cause coastal cities to drown. You can look at science and see eventually Hawaii and Japan are going to meet just like this, and they're going to push against each other and form new mountains as their crusts bump against each other. We can prove that this happens because if you look at the shape of the continents, it's already pretty demonstrably true that there was one large supercontinent at the beginning that broke apart and became all of the different ones. That's why we see like.
I mean, that's another. Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah. So that's another question though. Ice caps melting. So, or just another thought of like how you're mentioning, I forgot specifically what you had mentioned, but I was just talking about things happening, like I guess a long time ago, and the idea of like the first person to write about certain things and what they may have experienced, and like so recently, with the ice caps melting, old like diseases, and that was like a fear of some of like really bad ones coming back because of there being like, I think it was like one thing, it was something about a fucking mosquito that they found that had some shit, an old ass fucking, probably not a mosquito, but that's what the fuck it looks like.
Yeah,
but either way, like old diseases being unearthed, and now something that hasn't happened in thousands of years couldn't be happening again.
Yeah,
it's like that same. It's to relate it is like for that time span between, people couldn't talk about it or knew about it. Nobody had fucking any idea what that was about because they didn't experience it. So it just kind of goes back to the same thing, because then now that'll be something that is happening again and people can experience, and it'll be like that proof. Because there was a time when people was like, oh, that shit don't exist. Like, we'll never see it.
Well, there's a difference there, right? This isn't just like a magical disease happening out of nowhere. This is ancient bacteria frozen for millennia. That when the ice caps melt,
ancient witch be unfrozen too.
Wait, so that's the point. When we talk about human beings being frozen, a living body being frozen, the reason we can't figure out cryogenics right now is because if you get frozen, your blood cells turn into crystals and tear apart your body. Like the liquid in your eyes will destroy them. Like that freezes, turns into crystals, because ice is pretty much a form of crystal, and it destroys your body. For an ancient witch to be frozen by natural means, unless she was flash frozen in such a perfect. Wait, the ancient witch thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking shit. Go ahead.
That's what you said. You said that.
Well, yeah, because I was just talking shit.
Like, oh my god!
Not as an actual. That's what I'm saying. I need like actual. I need to take time on this one and like actually get my shit together, versus on my toes right now, because it's touchy.
I can do this shit on my toes. You could put like a 4-year bachelor of theology in front of me, and I would probably be able to have the same exact debate. Ancient witches are capped, yes, and women being burned as witches is also capped. It was for the most part just women who were experimenting. Well, I mean, that's the thing about it, is the real witches were literally just women who went out into the woods and figured out that aloe would cure a burn. Like that's what a witch was.
But those weren't the ones who were
burning. Are you a witch supporter?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Because the witches were just women who practiced medicine. Like the witches were people like Copernicus, who first told us like, hey, I think the sun might actually be at the center of the like universe as we know it. And yeah, he was literally like thrown in prison. The first doctor.
That's another point of people having these beliefs of these things that before they were proven being looked at as fucking crazy.
Yes, so that's what I concede. I've conceded that 7 different times, Troy. If you were to prove to me over the years, over the expanse of the future, like, hey, it looks like you might have been wrong about this, I would concede that in a heartbeat. But the issue is, I don't think religious people would ever flip and say, you know what? I might have been wrong about the existence of a God.
So I guess it's more so my thing. Why do you need to have that proof? Because I guess that's what religion is sometimes. Unfortunately, you don't always get proof of things.
Because instead of saying I have the answer to the question, I would rather say what questions are revealed when we find the answer to one question. If I tell you that the bubble of human knowledge is this, and then you figure this out, well, then you have all this outside of it to explore still. But religious people seem to have just gone, Yeah, this is it. This is like the end of the story. This is God.
And that's
God
what I feel like atheists does. So that's okay.
That's the difference. Is we are asking questions. I will ask unlimited questions. I will ask, how did we get here? How did the universe get here? If you were to prove to me that God was real, I wouldn't say, okay, that's it, said and done. I would say, how did God get there? What was before God?
But then, okay, so then now
God's always been there.
What then at that point gets you through? Because like, so for me, and again, I'm not, specifically Christian. I'm spiritualist for the most part. If I had to pick one, Buddhist, whatever. But spirituality is kind of what helps me get through some of my darkest times and moments. Like there's other things, we've talked about with like journaling and artistic expression and spending time with people and things like that. But on a deeper level, that is usually what gets me through. Like sometimes I might read the Bible, sometimes I might read Buddhist teachings, sometimes I might read Yoruban teachings, and that.
So what would the question itself be?
So what would be for an atheist, like what gets you through?
Well, that's exactly it.
When yourself is too.
When you are an atheist, especially like me, particularly, I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in reincarnation or anything like that. When I die, in my mind, have you gotten like your wisdom teeth taken out?
No, I have not, but
damn. So have you ever been under like general anesthesia where they've no, it's not a pain.
Yeah.
Like have you ever been under general anesthesia where you're conscious?
Yeah, you count back and then you look up.
Yeah, for me, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they I think I forget if it was, I think it was a shot or not a shot. Damn, how did I was it? So they did whatever they did. They told me to count down from 100. So I started counting 99, 98.
It's a long time.
And then my eyes opened and my teeth were gone. There was no like I fell asleep. There was no dream. There was no like anything. For me, when you die, that's exactly what it is. You're gone.
There's so morbid.
It is. But it's also so beautiful in the fact that when this is over, it is over, but that it is here, that I'm experiencing it, that I happen to inhabit this body, that I happen to be on this podcast experiencing this with you.
Atheists tend to be a little cynical.
Wait. No. Stop. This is not cynicism. Sorry. This is me very, very like almost religiously expressing an absolute love and joy for the fact that I exist, that it's so beautiful that I get the chance to have these conversations with you and Jamar and Naya and Jameer over on my podcast. When I get to wake up in the morning and I see a sunrise, when I go out to like California that one time for a week and see friends that were only virtual friends for 10 years, and then I see them and hug them in person, and they take me to a beach where I see a Western Coast sunset, which is completely different than an East Coast sunset. And one day that will all be gone for me. But the fact that I get this 26, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, however many years I live, that it happened is what makes it as beautiful as it is. The idea that when you die,
and that's what spirituality going. For the most part kind of teaches.
Yeah,
or get different religions.
Stuff. So, this is the game of it. Spiritualism in an atheist is just expressed differently. In that I was born, like imagine the odds of you like existing. If your dad got up in the middle of his coitus with your mom and like took a piss real quick, you wouldn't be you. If he had stubbed his toe that morning, he was supposed to go wherever he went to meet her, you wouldn't be you. You would be someone else, but you are you. You have the chance to breathe. You have the chance to experience all these things I just talked about.
Buddhism.
Yes, a lot of my beliefs are inspired by like semi-Buddhist beliefs. I follow a lot of like Buddhist teachers. One of my favorite YouTubers is Dr. K, who is like a psychologist who is, I think he is Hindu, and he uses Hinduism and Buddhism to inform a lot of his worldviews. So when I watch him, none of it is God did this. None of it is the spirit. Like none of it is all that was like. None of it is all that did this. It doesn't matter what did this. It doesn't matter if there is or isn't a God. What matters is that you and I, every single person who has lived and died before us, have breathed the same air. We've drank the same water, which we've all peed out. And the next generation will drink the cleansed version of that, our spit, our blood, our sweat, our tears, all of that will be passed on to the next generation, and it will blossom into their lives, their stories, their tales. And then eventually, all of humanity will probably be gone eventually, someday.
Yeah.
When the sun expands and we haven't figured out a way to colonize other planets, or if we have found a way to colonize other planets.
But that's also the other part too of like being difficult to fully and I guess I ask questions too. It's like it's hard for me to fully accept history or science all the time, knowing that the people who are at the top can tend to manipulate what's being shared. Like, and that's just like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they're just straight up lying about everything, don't believe in science.
Well, that's the beauty of science, is that science isn't just
yourself.
Science is not a thing you are told. Science is a vehicle for discovering new things. Like I said,
so
if I want to test gravity,
like,
I can drop this and prove that gravity is real. What were you?
Well,
what
I
were you
just
gonna
mean in that sense more so hidden. I do feel like there's certain things, and that's another topic. But just like again with history, for example, that one is difficult for me just because knowing that it has been and can very easily be manipulated, and even outside of that, just through generations, it changes. You know, like if you say something to one person, and by the time it gets back around to someone else, it's something completely different, and that's just kind of how like information can work through time. You know, so it's like often certain story, and then shit they're trying to do it now. Like recently, there was like the whole change of the Rosa Parks story that she. I forgot what the fuck they said, but I heard that shit and I got pissed because it was like a complete reworking. And if that's what they do now, in about 10, 20 years, that's the story that people will know.
Yo, we gotta talk about that later. But
yeah,
guys,
this
is a loaded subject. We could do
I told you
about this next week.
A deep dive. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of it for me. Is like that we can jump in and have this conversation. It's timeless. Humans will be discussing this long after we're dead. Long after. Right. Humans will always be questioning, where did we come from? How the hell did we get here? And for me, the problem is that religion supposes to answer that question as if we could know, as if we have a way to just have the answer by reading some book that was written 2,000 years ago. And now that we have that book
rewritten multiple times.
Yeah. So to me, I would rather have too many questions and no answers than think that my one answer solves all the questions. I hate that. Yeah. I hate that idea of like, oh, well, the reason it rains is because we sacrificed the virgin to the gods. Wait, what?
I mean, you mean it might be.
But that's the thing, is that you can't really demonstrate a causation. So for me, that's really all it is. We went from what are your New Year's resolutions to does God exist?
I like this episode. It's gonna be good. So next, guys, if you got topics, write them down, and we're gonna just be like week 50, week 1, week 52, the week 52 or whatever, and we're just gonna go for each topic.
Yeah, I mean, I could go back and forth on this for like. We could literally do a 12-hour stream.
Yeah.
Down to do that for this.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that one day if you guys ever want to just be like, yo.
It'd have to be a weekend.
Of course, like we all get together on a Saturday and then we just run like a 12-hour live stream. I would probably actually stream it. Yeah, there's so much that you can do with all this stuff.
Well, my New Year's resolution.
Can I answer the question that's on screen? What do atheists do to keep? I think I did. Like,
that'd be.
It's really just like that's what it is, right? It's just the beauty of knowing that even if there is no afterlife, even if there is no God, the fact that I am alive and breathing, having friends, family, connection, playing games, like being around people that I care about, all of these things are so beautiful. Why would I want to let them go? Why I don't want to just go die because I don't believe in God. I don't want to go die because I don't think there's an afterlife. Hell, if I don't think there's an afterlife, I want every second of life that's available to me. I don't just want to show up in my my tombstone like, well, I didn't really do anything because I was like scared of this. God told me don't masturbate. So like, God told me not to smoke weed. God told me not to take whatever risk. Like all this stuff. it's just beautiful to have existed and to have a chance to make something of it. Because there's a lot of people who don't get that chance. And there are a lot of sperm cells that I beat in that race. And I'm doing this for the homies. I was the quickest sperm cell. I was the fastest sperm cell.
So fast. So quick.
And yeah, I'm here. Doing it for them. Yeah. That's me. That's me talking bullshit. How does it feel? Did that feel like a good conclusive finalization to you?
It does. It actually does. With that being said, though, I believe that so many people, because they believe in a God and afterlife, they treat this life like they're gonna have another life, and we need to cherish the moment more. And when you treat this life like you got an extensive, like DLC life after this life,
atheists are the definition of YOLO.
I'm saying YOLO in the best way, responsibly. Don't shoot up the club. Don't have a bunch of kids you can't pay for. Don't do anything crazy to harm people. Be selfish.
Don't shoot up heroin.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
That too. Don't do heroin, guys.
All right. Don't. But do meth if it's an Adderall. Yay. Anyway, no. Real quick, I just gotta give my last little thought. I think the biggest issue sometimes is that we try to resist pain in life, which is why people don't fully live it in the moment. But you have to understand that life is pain. That's kind of what you can't get the good without the bad, and vice versa. Because how do you know joy if you've never been devastated? How do you know what it is to be relieved when you've never been anxious and afraid? Like, life has to give you both. It's balance. And once you stop being afraid of being hurt, I think it helps live life better, or helps you live it more, unafraid to, not in the sense of like just doing crazy shit, but just like just unafraid to be affected, knowing that if you are hurt or damaged or whatever the fuck, you can recover.
I felt
however
that one.
You choose. But yeah,
we wrapped around into a good, nice, clean New Year's resolution type deal after all. Appreciate life more, guys.
Exactly.
We only get one.
Listen, I just know we talk about God or war or anything like that, it's gonna be a good episode.
Let's talk about Israel Palestine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So awesome, guys. Have a great day, y'all. Check us out next week. I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week. It's gonna be crazy.
Follow me on Twitch and Instagram at AfroMortis.
Exactly.
Screen is so done.
Get yourself a little book. Ho ho ho.
Or you can get it on Amazon, right?
Yes, sir.
Bet.
Available on Amazon.